Hello and welcome to our presentation of empowering users through Advanced Find and Dynamics CRM today. I'm Andy Cluck, the Marketing Coordinator at LedgerView Partners, and I'm happy to welcome Mike Dodds today, who's going to do our presentation. I also want to say today's presentation on Advanced Find, I personally use Advanced Find all the time, and it is a great tool, but it also can be a big headache at times. So really looking forward to Mike's presentation on how we can really use that to our advantage instead of making it a headache every time we have to go in Advanced Find. So with that, Mike, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Andy. Welcome, everybody, and I'm really excited to share with you the best ways to use Advanced Find and make it less of a headache. So to start off with, Advanced Find is all about data. So why is data so important? It's important because we use it every single day to analyze, dig into different aspects to make our job more efficient, increase sales, increase revenue, get to that bottom line and make ourselves more successful. But data can't speak for itself. It's up to us to give it a voice, so we need to try to speak truthfully. Ronald Coase said it best. And Advanced Find is honestly about giving that data a voice, so we want to give it the correct one. Today I'm going to show you how Advanced Find is going to be your new best friend. I personally use this every day and share with a lot of people the best practices to use it. It is my best friend. I love using Advanced Find, and it will definitely make your job easier. It will allow you to give your data the right voice. So to start off with our agenda, we're going to go through three scenarios today. Our three scenarios are opportunity listing from a specified event. We're going to utilize Advanced Find to filter by a related entity, customize the columns displayed, and then export that Advanced Find to an Excel spreadsheet and email the spreadsheet. For scenario 2, we're going to do an account listing from a specified criteria. Again, we're going to utilize Advanced Find to create a mailing list based off of specific attributes, customize the columns displayed, save the view and share it with a coworker, and then use the group or functionality. And our third scenario is creating a priority list based on complex characteristics. Create a priority list of opportunities, create a personal view, and customize those columns displayed. As you can see here, we're customizing the columns displayed in each scenario. That's because that's how you give your data a voice and display the correct information. So let's start with scenario 1. Scenario 1 is an opportunity listing from a specified event. Your manager has asked you to put together a spreadsheet of all of your opportunities that originated from the summer conference in Milwaukee at Miller Park. The summer conference in Milwaukee was created as the lead source for all of the leads that were cultivated. The information needs to be exported into a spreadsheet and emailed to your manager with the following columns: opportunity name, which is also known as a topic, account name, created on date, and contact name. So without further ado, let's build this. So I am on CRM 2015 Update 1. And in CRM 2015 and CRM 2015 Update 1, the Advanced Find button is up here in your blue ribbon next to your name. If you're in CRM 2013, it's going to be down in this column by Refresh All. It's going to have binoculars and then written out Advanced Find. And sometimes it does take a little bit for the items to load, especially when you're going into a new screen. So now that we've got Advanced Find open, we're going to go down in the Look For section to Opportunities. And within Opportunities, now we want to filter our data. We only want to look for opportunities that we own. So we are going to go down to Owner in our drop-down list. I'm going to have that set to equals current user. Now the next piece is we want to filter this by the lead source. Well, the lead source is only displayed on the lead entity. So we need to look at the related entity of leads. So we want to go past related and go to leads qualifying opportunity. So this is going to bring up all of the fields displayed under leads. So we click down and you see at the top it says fields. So we're going to go down to lead source. Set it to equals. And we're looking at the summer conference in Milwaukee. So we select it, click the arrow buttons, and select OK. So now we have all of our filters. But we want to make sure we get those columns displayed correctly. So we go to Edit Columns up here in the top ribbon. And just as a reminder, we're looking for the topic, account name, created on date, and contact name. So what I like to do is I like to start off in the Edit Columns section where it's already got our typical columns displayed and check for any ones that we need. As you can see, topic's already there, so we don't need to remove it. Potential customer we're not looking for. We're not looking for revenue or status reasons. So we're going to go ahead and highlight those and click the Remove button. And then to add columns, we click on the Add Columns button. And we're looking for the account name, the created on date, and the contact. So we select check mark all three of those and click OK. Now we want to make sure they're in the correct order. So for topic is first, followed by account name, and then we want created on date before contact. So we select created on and just hit the left arrow to move it over. Now we have all of our columns. So everything's set and we're ready to get our results. So we click on the results button. And we did a really good job at our summer conference in Milwaukee. We cultivated 19 leads, 19 opportunities from the leads. Now our sales manager is looking for these exported into an Excel spreadsheet and then emailed to him. So in this top ribbon, we go to Export Opportunities, and we go to Static Worksheet. It's only going to display page only because we're currently looking at, one page. It's going to go ahead and export this into an Excel spreadsheet. And it's going to have 3 different columns. Now the easiest way to get these columns to be the right width is to select the upper left-hand section of your Excel spreadsheet, and then you get this plus looking sign, and then you're just going to double click on the column. This is going to set all your column widths so everything is visible. I recommend doing this before you send any emails out. That way the information is displayed cleanly for your manager. So then we want to email this out. So we're going to go to File, Share, Email, and then you'll send an attachment. It'll open up a new email. Type in your manager's email address and click Send. So that's scenario 1. And as always, throughout this presentation, you'll see that my advanced find filtering for each scenario is saved in a separate slide. So we're going to move on to scenario 2, which is an account listing from a specified criteria. Your marketing team is putting together an invitation to their Milwaukee conference for the company's top tier clients. These are clients with an opportunity created within the last 6 months, an annual revenue over $500,000, or have over 250 employees. You have been tasked with putting together a view with the following columns and sharing the view with the marketing manager. So you want account name, the primary contact's name, address, phone number, and email address. And in addition, you want their annual revenue and number of employees. So without further ado, let's build it. So we're going to go back to our advanced find. And we're going to change our look for category to accounts. And then we're going to click on the first select drop down. And I want to take a moment here and pause and let you know about this field section. This can be a little overwhelming, and that's because your field section shows every possible field within your account entity. That's why there's so much. So if you think about it like a grocery store, and you pick a specific aisle, which is like accounts, and then you have all the different types of, let's say, soups that you can choose from. You're going to choose the correct field or soup that applies to you. So for this, we're going to scroll down to owner, and we want to, again, set this to equals current user because we're only looking for our own accounts. Then our scenario states that they need to have an annual revenue over 500,000 or number of employees over 250. So we're going to start with annual revenue, and we're going to select it to is greater than, and simply type in 500,000. Then we're going to go to number of employees, set it to is greater than 250. Now Advanced Find automatically assumes each filtering criteria you put in is an and, meaning you want their annual revenue over 500,000 and their number of employees over 250. So to correct this, you simply click on the drop-down caret, click Select Row for annual revenue and number of employees, and then in this upper ribbon, click on Group Or. Now it's going to select either or of those two filtering criteria. Now our last piece to filter by is by opportunities created within the last 6 months. So we need to go to the related entity of opportunities. So scroll past related, go down to opportunities related to account, and then we're looking for created on. So we do created on, and then we do the last X months. And then choose date, type in 6 because you're looking at 6 months. Now again, we have our filtering criteria done, but we want to make sure we get those columns correct. So we're going to go into Edit Columns. We're going to check our existing to see if we have the correct information. And we have account name, which we need. So we're going to remove primary contact, and we're going to remove main phone. We're going to go into Add Columns. And within the account record, we are looking for the annual revenue and number of employees. So we go down to annual revenue, and then to number of employees. Check each of those, click OK. Now we're going to go back into Add Columns, and we're going to change our record type to primary contact. And we want the street address, the city, state and zip code, and then we want their email address and business phone number. So if we go down to business phone and email, and then we want their full name. So we click OK. And now we need to put these in the correct order. So full name we need to start off with, and that needs to go right after account name. Then we want their street, city, state, zip code in that order. Followed by their business phone number, followed by the email address, then annual revenue and number of employees. So simply by moving annual revenue, I was able to move that out of the way, and now we have everything in order. So we click OK, and we go to our results page. And as you can see here, we did really great. We have a lot of top-tier clients. We have 18 top-tier clients, which is excellent. So these are our results, but we want to save this view so we can share it with our marketing manager. So we go back to Advanced Find, and we simply go to Save As. And we're going to type in top-tier clients. Click Save. And as you can see here in the Use Saved view, it now has top-tier clients. But we want to share this, so we go into Saved Views, click on Top-tier Clients, and then we want to go back up here and click on the Share button in this upper ribbon. Then we need to add a user of who we're going to share it with. Christina is our marketing manager, so we select her, click Select, and click Add. Now we want to make sure she has the right access. She obviously needs to be able to read the view, and we want her to be able to make any edits to the view that she needs to for her purposes. So we click Write. We don't want her to delete this view that we spent all this time making, so we're not going to select that, or Assign, because this view should still be owned by us. But we want her to be able to share it with everyone that she needs to. So we click Share. This will now show up in her Accounts view, Personal Views. I recommend sending her an email letting her know that she now has this view. And that's scenario 2. So we're going to go back to our slideshow. And as you can see here, a scenario 2 Advanced Find Filtering is saved out here for your reference. And let's move on to scenario 3, creating a priority list based on complex characteristics. So we will create a priority list of opportunities to follow up that have the following characteristics. Opportunities in the propose stage have a completed appointment, email, or phone call activity, and that activity started over 3 months ago. The list needs to show the opportunity name or topic, the account name, the contact's name, phone number, email address, and then the estimated close date and estimated revenue amount. So let's build scenario 3. We're going to go back to Advanced Find. And again, we're looking at opportunities. So we're going back to our Look For to Opportunities. And in our drop-down, as always, we want the owner to equal ourselves. So we're only interested in our opportunities. The sales stage needs to equal the propose stage. So we go to sales stage equals, select propose. And we're only interested in looking at open opportunities. So we want to go to status equals open. Now our last few criteria were based on activities. So we need to go to the related section and look at activities regarding. For our activities, the type should equal, we have 3 types: the appointment, email, and phone call. So we're going to select those types. And in our scenario, it says these activities must be completed. So we want to go to activity status equals completed. And the last criteria is that they were started over 3 months ago. So we go to start date and go to older than X months, and we type in 3. So we now have our filtering criteria set, and we need to make sure our data has a voice, so we're going to set those columns correctly. Opportunity topic is already set. We're going to remove potential customer. We are looking for estimated revenue, so we will leave that, and we're going to remove status reason. So we're going to go into add columns, and we're going to select the account name, and then we are also looking for the estimated revenue amount. So we go to estimated revenue, which we actually already have, so we're going to add estimated close date. So we're going to click OK, and then we're going to go back in and add the contact information. So we're going to go to record type, and we're going to go to contact. And we are looking for the contact's name, business phone, and email address. So we're going to scroll down and find business phone, then email, and then full name. Click OK. And now we want to set these columns in the correct order. So we're going to start with topic, followed by account, the contact's full name, their business phone, their email address, estimated close date, and estimated revenue. So now we have all of our columns and set in the correct order. And we want to make sure that we save this view so in the future we can go back 6 months from now and look at a different set of opportunities that have the exact same criteria. This will save you tons of time in the future because this view will be good for you for as long as you're a salesperson. So you're going to go to Save As, do Priority Listing, Completed Activities. Click Save. Sometimes it takes a little bit to save, and then you'll click on Results. This will bring up your results. You have 11 opportunities to follow up on in your priority listing. That's a pretty good day's worth of activities. So this will really help salespeople prioritize their time. And that's scenario 3. And here's the advanced find filtering saved in a PowerPoint slide for your later reference. Now I'm going to want to go over some other advanced find capabilities. So I'm going to go back to our advanced find. And I'm simply going to go to an accounts listing. And we're going to go to results. So this is just listing all of our accounts. The first one I want to go through is bulk edit capabilities through an Excel spreadsheet. And basically what that means is we already exported to an Excel spreadsheet earlier. So if you want to export this advanced find into Excel, you simply go to Export Accounts, Static Worksheet, Page Only. When this opens up, you can change any column, any record within that spreadsheet, and then use the re-import tool to update all of your records that you have on this advanced find. It's really great to do when you want to edit your accounts, but you have different columns or different records that you need to, different fields that you want to update, and they all have different criteria of updating. The other option is if you can do bulk edit with an advanced find, which means you simply select the records that you want to edit by check marking them, click Edit, and this brings up the form of the account, and you can write in what field you want to update. It is going to update all of the records the same that you selected. So that's the main difference. If you have the same information you want to update for multiple accounts, you want to use the advanced find bulk edit. If you have different items that you're updating for many different accounts, you want to use the Excel spreadsheet bulk edit. And then you can also bulk assign records. So if you have multiple different accounts that you need to assign to a different user, simply select them, select your accounts, and then click Assign Accounts, Assign to another user, enter their information, and click Assign. You can also add these accounts directly to a marketing list. So this is great for you marketing members out there. Same thing with a quick campaign. You can add accounts quickly to a quick campaign so you can start doing your marketing pieces. If you have records accounts that need to be deactivated, you can simply go to selecting them and then go to deactivate. Or if you're looking up some inactive accounts, you can quickly reactivate them. You can send a direct email to your primary contact through Advanced Find for the ones that you have selected. You can run reports, so you simply click on reports, run the selected items on specific reports, and then you can also run workflows for any on-demand workflows that you have. You simply select the workflow and click add. It will run that workflow for you. Very quick time saver to do a lot of different on-demand and edits right in Advanced Find because it's already specified to the criteria that you want. Now I want to go over a few best practices and tips for views in Advanced Find. There's going to be times where you're going to come up with 0 results, and it's not going to make any sense because you know your data should have those results. Don't panic. Go back and analyze your filters and columns. Make sure you're filtering by the correct information, and also that you're looking at those related entities and understanding their connections. Because those related entities have a connection back. For example, opportunities have a connection to leads because your opportunity was created off of that lead. Same thing with accounts. When sorting columns, you cannot sort columns that were added from a related entity. For example, on scenario 1, we filtered by lead source. So if we added the column of lead source, we wouldn't have been able to sort by that column because it was from the related entities section. You'll also be unable to add a column to Advanced Find if there's not a relationship. So if there's no relationship between the 2 items, you can't add a column. Or if there's a one-to-many relationship. That means for accounts, you have many, many contacts. You can't add all of those contacts to one field with an Advanced Find. You can add the primary contact because that's a singular person. So you can add the one primary contact to the one location in Advanced Find. I highly recommend keeping your views clean, and I mean going in every so often, updating the information if in your Advanced Find criteria and filtering to make sure it's up to date, and then also understanding what views you do have out there, because there's countless times people will create another Advanced Find view even though they already had it out there. It's just they had so many views that they didn't know what views they had created previously. And to update views, it's done through Advanced Find. So you go back to where we had the use saved view from scenario 2, where we saved that view to share with our marketing manager. You would simply go to that saved view and then make your edits. That way it has the same name, everything stays the same, you're just going in and updating it. For more CRM user group information, we have created a new user group webinar, and it begins on November 17th, where we're going to have the first webinar focus on Advanced Find. But it's also going to have anything to do with questions that you have or how-tos to understand CRM better and get the most out of it. We're happy to take those questions, and we're going to answer them and show you how to make CRM work better for you. I hope to see you on the 17th. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day.